Let's talk Texas Tech recruiting, because the biggest game of the slate this weekend will be played in Lubbock as number 8 Texas Tech hosts number 7 BYU in a game with major college football playoff implications. What a setup for Week 11. We're going to talk a little Texas Tech recruiting as they continue to push. We're going to break down what could be another big weekend for the Red Raiders. Before we get going, though, make sure you guys hit subscribe. We love talking Texas Tech recruiting. We want you guys to be a part of it. Hit subscribe to the Rivals Recruits channel. All right, we are going to do this with national analyst Sam Spiegelman. Sam, before we get to some of the huge 2027 names on campus this weekend, the Red Raiders are not done in 2026. You are reporting flip targets on campus, and there's 2 big ones coming to Lubbock this weekend. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a name you've heard on the Inside Scoop a couple of times. That's Rivals 300 Edge. KJ Ford is expected to make the trip to Lubbock. Texas Tech was not a contender for KJ Ford leading into his senior season. This is his first time visiting Lubbock. He is close friends and trains with 5-star defensive lineman Jalen Brewster, who will, of course, be back in town, is one of the faces of their 2027 recruiting class. Texas Tech will also bring back a familiar face, London Smith, the longtime Baylor commitment out of Waco. He has been to Lubbock a few times this year. He is set to return this weekend. Texas Tech has not stopped recruiting London Smith, who just eclipsed 3,000 yards career receiving for Waco University High School there. And they are trying to dig out the spatula with the Baylor commit from Waco.
Yeah, and we've seen Baylor commits taking some visits around the country. But let's talk a little KJ Ford first. Is Texas A&M – I know it's kind of been up for debate whether or not the Aggies are going to push here. Who is the biggest competition to flip KJ Ford? Is it Texas Tech versus UF here?
We'll see. USC is set to get him on campus later this month when UCLA comes to town. USC was one of the prominent contenders with KJ Ford. Before the summer, he ended up switching out his USC official visit and went to Ohio State last. But really, Texas A&M is another team. They've also hosted him 2 times this past season. They're kicking the tires, according to some sources over it.
You wouldn't say that he's a priority right now, would you? Just kind of being kept warm, maybe?
That's a perfect way to put it. They are showing interest. The interest is certainly increasing now that we're into November and National Signing Day is 1 month away. But right now, I'm looking at USC, and I'm keeping tabs on Texas Tech going into this weekend.
All right, so we'll see 2 big flip targets on campus. Now, this 2026 class is headlined by 5-star edge Damian Guyton, but who else on this Texas Tech commit list do you really like?
I mean, how do you not like Felix Ojo, the 5-star offensive tackle, coveted by schools like Texas and Ohio State before Texas Tech came in and won this recruitment? Felix Ojo had a fantastic junior season. And then, Josh, we got to see him in San Antonio where he took a massive step forward and, grabbed the attention of guys like Cody Belair and Charles Power with a fantastic performance with seniors at the All-American Bowl in San Antonio. I think he's done nothing but take his game to another level as a senior. He's been absolutely stellar as the anchor of the offensive line out there at Mansfield Lake Ridge. He's someone that expects to play really soon in Lubbock, and I think will be a prominent member of that starting lineup when they're competing again next season.
All right. Well, let's get to these big-time 2027 names as the Red Raiders are loading up. You mentioned Jalen Brewster. Kavian Bryant committed, the number 1 quarterback on the Rivals rankings. He committed to the Red Raiders on Saturday, and now there's another number 1 on campus, number 1 corner, John Meredith. Where did the Red Raiders stand with this number 1 prospect? Inside Scoop listeners, it's time to talk Roebuck. And there's only one way to describe Roebuck. It's best fit, best feel. And for those who aren't familiar with Roebuck, they are completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable activewear. Roebuck has released my favorite with their new licensed game day collection. It is now our favorite. They have polo designs, clean hoodies, quarter zips, and really, it goes with all your favorite team schools. It's definitely worth checking out. Nobody else on the market is pairing these level of custom designs with this quality of activewear. Roebuck's everyday shorts or their Delta Performance pants are the perfect pairing as well. They're both super comfortable. I have them. They have an elastic waistband, a great fabric that is made to have the appearance of a nice-looking short, but they are comfortable for a day on the move. Roebuck has also proudly been leading the NIL charge, having signed partnerships with multiple college football stars, past and present, and are becoming the go-to brand for college athletes across the country. So here's what we're going to do. Use promo code Josh on Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off all new customers through the end of this week. That's RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all performance polos, shorts, and more with promo code Josh.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting visit, a very important visit. This is his first visit to campus, his first game day in West Texas. He's coming off a visit to Ohio State. He's been on campus at Texas A&M, at Penn State, and Alabama. But Texas Tech, along with schools like Miami and SMU and LSU, are continuing to keep John Meredith in their loop. They're trying to make a case that we are in this recruitment and we hope to get an official visit down the line. Texas A&M has done terrific work with John Meredith, the number one cornerback in the country, and that Alabama visit last month also moved the needle tremendously. Mm-hmm. But he's been keeping an eye on this Texas Tech secondary and has raved about what Joey McGuire and the staff have done. This could be the visit that launches Texas Tech into the mix with a number one cornerback in the country.
All right, trending up already without him even stepping on campus. All right, number 10 ranked wide receiver Julian Caldwell is going to be on campus. Who else are you watching this week? Who else intrigues you that's going to be in Lubbock?
Yeah, Julian Caldwell certainly intrigues me. This is his second visit in 3 weeks back to West Texas, and he called Texas Tech one of the hottest teams in college football a couple of weeks ago. They're also going to bring back blue chip defensive lineman Zane Rowe out of Denton Guyer. He was on campus in September. Texas Tech took a massive step forward with Zane Rowe as well. They're going to get Jerry Outhouse, a top 10 cornerback in the country, on campus. And they're also going to have Peyton Miller, a four-star offensive lineman. We talked about Felix Ojo being the anchor of that 2026 class. The Red Raiders have just started to get going with the offensive line in 2027, and Peyton Miller is one of Joey McGuire and James Blanchard's favorite up front in 2027.
Yeah, 2026 coming to an end in just about a month. 2027 is here. We're already talking about it. And you guys talk to us in the comment section below. How are you guys feeling about these flip targets coming to campus? And also this 2027 class, how good can it get? Talk to us, comment section below.